Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel Be Like Anna. Today's devotional is titled The Gift of Giving and the Grace of Receiving. There is something that happens when you finally get to live out who God made you to be. For some people it is teaching, and they come alive in front of a room full of people who are learning something new. For some people it is encouragement, and they have a gift for finding exactly the right words at exactly the right moment. For me, it is giving. I am a very selfless person. I've always been someone who shares with others, and I do my best to be kind to people. It's who I am, and it's who God has created me to be. And for a long time, I didn't know how to express that. This is just me. I just knew I liked making people's day a little easier and a little brighter, and I did not think much more about it than that. But one day I was reading my Bible and I came to the passage Romans 12, verse 6 to 8. We have different gifts, according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. It helped me understand why I am so giving. It's a gift God gave me. It's not just me being overly nice or trying to get people to like me. It's how God made me, and it's meant to be used for the good of the people around me. I know that I don't have to get coffee for my coworkers, but I want to. What's the harm in that? I like to share, I like to help people. But it can become a problem when your generosity does not always come from a pure place. I've come to terms with the fact that sometimes I give to people so people will like me. I do it as evidence that I am a nice person and there's a reason for people to like me. And that can be bad because that's not giving with a genuine heart. It can be exhausting to give so much to people and do it for approval instead of doing it out of the kindness and goodness of your heart, doing it out of genuine generosity and selflessness. Then, if you don't receive the recognition from your act, you begin to feel bitter and then you're upset. And that kind of generosity is not genuine and it is not of God. In Galatians 1:10, it says it plainly. Am I now trying to win the approval of humans or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. I remember the conviction I felt when I first read that verse. It felt like God was speaking directly to me using modern language. There's no reason to try and decipher it or try to understand it. It's pretty plain what the verse says. Because the truth is, you cannot build your identity on what other people think of you. People's opinions change, and the moment you stop being useful to them or help convenience their lives, their opinions change about you. And if someone's opinion changes about you, does your opinion about you change as well? Would you build the foundation of your selfhood so firmly in the validation you receive from other people that you would allow yourself to crumble that easily? Humans who are selfish and easily forgettable, do you think it's a good idea to rely on other people's approval in order for you to feel good about yourself? Like, oh, I'm such a good person because all these people like me. Now, I have a reason to like me as well. It says in Matthew 7, verses 24 to 25, Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. Your identity, your self-worth, your selfhood should be built on what God thinks of you. God, who is the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. God who does not change, who cannot be moved, who cannot be shaken or persuaded. He is our firm foundation. He is the rock upon which we stand. He is our strong tower. We run into it and we are saved. We find our refuge in him. We find our strength in him. We find our peace in him. We find our identity in him and him alone. I want to also mention that this devotional came to me in the middle of the night. And I will say that there are times where I'm up late and I'm thinking about things that maybe I shouldn't be thinking. And we need to remember that not every thought that comes into your mind, even though it sounds like your voice, it does not mean that it belongs to you. Not every thought you have is from God, and not every thought is from the enemy, but you need to have the spirit of discernment, which allows you to check those thoughts before you let them take root. It says in 2 Corinthians 10, verses 5, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. This is something you need to do with every thought that does not feel right in your mind. You do not let seeds of doubt or shame or worthlessness take root in the soil of your mind. You hold the thought up to the light of what God says, and if it does not line up, you let it go. Where God resigns, the enemy has no ground to stand on. And that's just something I have to remind myself of all the time. Some of the thoughts I have tell me I give too much or that I'm doing too much. And if this is how God made me to be, someone who is selfless and giving, and this is the best way I can represent God to others, and I'm going to do it. And I will do it joyfully. I will be giving and I will be helpful and I'll be generous, just like Jesus was. I will not hold back because I know the intentions behind my actions. God has corrected my heart to stop seeking outward approval. I understand that what I do is a form of ministry. I know now that this is my way of practicing the attributes of a believer to others. And then there's this, the part that is so easy to skip over when you're someone who gives generously to people around you. You also have to give to yourself. Rest is so important. It does not mean that you're lazy or that you lack discipline. It is a form of resetting. In Mark 6, verse 31, Jesus is telling his disciples to come away and rest because even they needed it. You cannot pour from a vessel that is running on empty, and you cannot tell people about the fullness of Christ if you're scatterbrained. Being a good steward of your body and your health and your mind does not make you selfish. It means you are being faithful to the temple God has given you. And you have to remember that God needs you whole so he can use you fully. So here's what I want you to hold on to, because this is what God told me one night at like 12:45 in the morning. Your generosity is a gift from God. Your kindness, your good nature, your soft voice, your warm heart, it is a gift from God. It does not come from a need to be liked, but from the overflow of knowing you are already loved. Like it says in Matthew 5:16, in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. The goal was never for people to see you. The goal was always for people to see him through you. Keep giving to people freely. Keep showing up as a warm light. Continue to be the light in a dark world. But also remember to build your sense of self on what God says about you, not on whether people notice or say thank you. You are a light. You are exactly who God made you to be. And that is more than enough. Thank you so much for listening to this week's devotional. This was more of a personal testimony that I turned into a devotional, and I hope that this blessed you and touched your heart. I pray that, this really reverberated and resonated with you. If you like the devotional, feel free to share with people you know. Feel free to like the video and leave a comment. And also subscribe to the channel, as we will be posting weekly, and I will be working on an upload schedule. So thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.